What will the Googan baits crack and craw catch in Louisiana's marshes? Let's find out together. All right, I'm gonna start off with this thing rigged on a 1/4 ounce death grip jig head. This is the natural color. Water we're in right now is less than perfect, so I kind of like this darker bait in this water. See how much grass is in here. If it's super grassy, we may have to switch to a Texas rig. First hit, first cast. Oh, he got a claw. Well, that didn't last long. I don't know what that was. Getting a definite early start today. Sun's not up yet. You can see we had a bad line of thunderstorms move through. That's the remnant of that. Moved through pre-dawn. It's supposed to be a beautiful day though. Bit of a west wind's gonna blow later. Hard falling tide. Should fall till about noon today. I'm definitely picking up some snodgrass on this. Snodgrass is a pain to deal with, but man, it's a good indication that fish are in the area. They love it. Crazy amount of snodgrass in here. This is maybe not gonna work. I keep pushing into this bayou, hoping to find a stretch that's not so clogged. So far, no luck. All right, this bayou is proving unfishable. We're gonna have to move on. All right, I made a little move. We're gonna see if this bayou is a little more fishable. I know this, the tide is ripping through here. There's a fish. Oh, there's a fish. Speckled trout, I think. I'm questioning. Yes, speckled, no, bass. He had me fooled to the last minute. First fish on the crack and craw. It's a nice bass. Hooked well. All right. All right. All right, he took another claw. That's a bad sign. These things may not be very durable. One thing I have noticed about these Googan baits, they really smell very good. I don't know if they smell good to fish or not, but they do to me. They're also super slimy, so they're kind of challenging the rig on these death grips. I never felt that fish hit. My line was just running. Oh goodness, something exploded on that point. Oh, there's a fish. Speckled trout. All right, we got a speck on the crack and craw. Not a giant, but still a keeper in Louisiana. Goodness. Oh. Super spotted fish. We're gonna measure him just to make sure he's legal. Oh yeah, he's 13 inches. It might seem bizarre to catch speckled trout on a bait that resembles a crawfish, but what I did was kind of straight retrieved it to make these claws kind of swim. They really swim well. Unfortunately though, once again, we destroyed another bait. All right, let's see if we get another one. Seeing all kinds of bait in here. I'm at the mouth of a pond where it meets this bayou. Water's about 3 feet deep or so. All right, there's tons and tons of bait in here. I don't know if I'm not getting bit because of what I'm throwing or there's just not a lot of fish. I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna throw this Versamax bolt just to see if I can get him to bite that. Gotta kind of have a control if you're gonna fish new baits. Oh, there's a fish. All right, there we go. Man, that's a good trout. That's a really good trout. Good night, that's a good trout. All right, man, good fish. Well, he came off in the boat. All right, buddy, we're gonna tag you and let you go. Just settle down so you don't beat yourself up. That's a 17-inch trout, really good fish. All right, the crack and craw test will have to continue in a minute. Let's see if we can get another trout to bite. Seeing so much bait through here, it didn't make sense how we can get more bites. Look at the bait. Oh, there's a fish. Oh, he came off. There's a fish. Didn't get a good hook set. Hopefully we get him. He is not a monster. Definitely a keeper though, bigger than I thought, actually. All right, yeah, really good fish. Much better than I thought. About the size of, well, maybe a little smaller. He came on the power prawn under the Versamax bolt. Super spotted fish. Man, they're so spotted, beautiful. Hopefully you get to catch him, because he's swimming again. All right, as always, got to put the puzzle together. There's fish all over in here. Just got to figure out what they'll hit. All right, next I'm gonna try this SB57. I've seen situations where these fish are feeding aggressively and they'll only hit fast moving baits. And I love this one, you know that. Just gonna have to see how much grass is in here. This thing works well around grass, but obviously nothing works all that well around snot grass, particularly something with 6 hooks hanging off of it. Ooh, there's a fish. Man, he clocked it. He clocked that SB57. I think it's a trout. Pretty sure it's a trout. Yeah, it's a nice trout. Real nice trout. There we go. Catching fish on everything today. Pretty fish. About a 16-incher or so. Well hooked. Nice. We're gonna give him a tag as well. All right, dude. See you next time. Look at that. These fish are just going crazy in here. Oh, there we go. Right where we saw that fish bust. Yes, look at that. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful trout. He might pull off. He's only got 1 hook. Yeah, he's only got 1 hook. But we got him. Oh, goodness. 1 hook was enough. Look at that. Look how barely he was hooked. Look at that. Grateful to get him. Oh, another 16-inch trout. Beautiful fish. Beautiful fish. All right, dude. There you go. All right, it's kind of one of those situations where you just look for where the fish come up, see where the bait is busting. That's where you throw. It's kind of hard to just sit here though during the lulls. So if you don't watch a lot of my videos, you may not have seen me fishing this bait before. It's the SB57. It's made by the same people who make Rattle Trap, Bill Lewis. This particular color is lavender shad, traditionally thought of as a bass bait, but I catch so many speckled trout on this bait. I absolutely love it. Love it for bass too. This lavender shad though is, man, it's just deadly for trout. Very few people fish this bait for trout. I love it. And I fish it always with twitches, never a straight retrieve, whether I'm targeting trout or bass or redfish. This is how I fish this bait. All right, there's the bait. There's some bait. It's everywhere. Ooh, there we go. Yeah, that's the key. You just gotta throw where the bait is. Oh, good trout. Man, beautiful. Oh, goodness. Is that a bass? It might be a bass. Just kind of got a little glimpse of him. It's looking bassy. Oh, yeah, it's a nice bass. Really nice bass. Got only 1 hook. Hopefully you get to see him. Yeah, real good bass. Yeah, he only got that back hook, but it was enough. It held on. All right, dude, swim off. Thanks for the fight. See you next time. Now I'll get back to my test to see how that Coogan Kraken craw works in Louisiana's marshes. But right now in this situation, this is just a better option. I'm not gonna leave these feeding fish just to continue with the test. That would be stupid. These fish are definitely wanting something fast moving. These shad they're feeding on are busting the surface and erupting. Definitely moving quickly, so that's what they're keyed in on. Not looking for something slow moving. That'll probably change once that sun gets a lot higher in the sky. Maybe not. Might bite like this all day, who knows? Oh, there's a fish. There's a fish. Oh, goodness. What are you? I think you're a bass. Looks like you are a bass. Oh, see you, bud. I was gonna let you go anyway. Been nice to touch you though. Word of advice that hopefully I followed there, but I'm not sure if I did. Always reel down on a crankbait fish, any hard plastic fish, so that the length of the line between the bait and the tip of the rod is shorter than the length of the rod. That way, when something like that happens and that bait springs back, you can't get your hands or your arms or your face or anything worse. Oh, there's a good hit. There's a good hit. Looks like a trout, but I wouldn't bet my life on it. Close to the shoreline. Yeah, it looks like a trout. Definitely a trout. Oh, reel down, Todd. Follow your own advice. Oh, goodness, that's a good fish. Yeah, that's a real good trout. That is a real good speckled trout. Look at this guy. Man, I could have done anything with him. He was not getting off. He hit all three of the front hooks. So I came out today intending to catch fish one way, or at least to experiment, and caught them a totally different way. Believe me, it never hurts my feelings. Catching speckled trout on this SB57. Really catching anything on this bait, just so much fun. The way they just stop it, rip the rod out of your hands. Oh, there's a fish and a bass. If I get him in, he's coming home. That's the size bass I like to eat. Ferocious, ferocious strike. All right, let's take him home. All right, just an absolute blast today, catching speckled trout and bass on one of my favorite baits, this SB57 crankbait. Just love this thing. I intended to see how that Kraken craw would do here in the Louisiana marsh. Really didn't give it a fair chance. First bayou I went in was loaded with snodgrass, couldn't fish it effectively at all. And then I came in here and quickly figured out a pattern that was delivering fish. I'll give that bait another try at another time, maybe my next video. It definitely looks good in the water. Caught a couple fish on it, but didn't fish it very long at all. Well, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you wouldn't mind, share the video with somebody you think would also enjoy it. If you haven't subscribed yet, we'd definitely appreciate that. All right, until next time, if we don't see you in the marsh, we'll see you right here on Marshman Masson. Will I be throwing an SB57? I don't know, but I promise you I'll at least have one on the boat, that's for sure.